Hey everyone, this is Sam and Alan. We are education majors at Stanford University, and we are doing our project on 1920 through 2013 events in society and education and how they affect one another. A lot of the events that we think are important are the Scopes Trial, the Great Depression, World War II, racism, Sputnik, gun violence, No Child Left Behind, and A Nation at Risk. So we're going to start with Alan on the Scopes Trial.
So we start in 1925 with Tennessee versus John Scopes, also known as the Monkey Trial. And this is a high school biology teacher that is convicted of committing heinous crimes of teaching evolution in the classroom.
You know, while that's going on, we have a lot of issues in American society, evolution versus creationism. There's a lot of issues with religion there. We're also going through the Great Depression. The Great Depression is obviously a huge economic downturn. And they just don't have a lot of funds, really, to allocate towards education during this time. What boosts us out of the Great Depression, the bombing of Pearl Harbor in 1941, leading us into World War II, kind of really puts education on the back burner, puts the war effort at the #1 focus of the nation. A lot of students who are of age, they go out to war. And a lot of people working with schools start working in factories and supporting the war effort any way possible. After World War II has ended, the next major issue in our country and in education is racism. So we have the Brown versus Board of Education. The Board of Education decides that set the butt equal is inherently unequal. Because of this, African Americans and whites all need to go to school together so that they can be equal. One main event from that is Little Rock 9. There's 9 African American students in Little Rock, Arkansas, escorted to school by police and military guards to protect them from any violence. And, you know, it was really just a very controversial event. So now we are on Sputnik.
So we fast forward to 1958, and Sputnik is a satellite that Russia launches into space. It's the first spacecraft that's ever made it to space. And with this comes the National Defense Education Act. And what this is it promotes science and mathematics to be not only taught, but really focused on in the classroom. After that, we have gun violence. The first gun violence will be in 1999 with Columbine High School shooting. 2 gunmen walked into a high school and began shooting people. And that was 13 people that died and 29 that were injured. And after that, we go even further and go to the Sandy Hook Elementary shooting, in which Adam Lanza, which was 20 years old, killed his mother, and then continued on to the elementary school where he killed 20 children and 6 adults, including the principal. And then we have Sam who's going to talk about No Child Left Behind.
No Child Left Behind Act, essentially in 2004, George Bush signs this document which holds schools accountable for their testing and their scores. And that really kind of boosts American education now that everyone has to hold up to a higher standard. And now we're on Alan with A Nation at Risk.
All right, so we start with A Nation at Risk, and this was that the United States education system was failing to meet the national needs for a competitive workforce. Thus, A Nation at Risk was released. This called for a sweeping reform in public education and teacher training. Among the recommendations is a forward-looking call for expanding high school requirements to include the study of computer science. Fast forward even further to such a very controversial issue in 2013 was more than 20 teachers in Clarksville, Arkansas will be carrying handguns when school opens this fall. And then we have the closing. We have all these things that we found incredibly important, and we tie all these together to say that they had everything to do with education, and they affected the way that we learned and what the outcomes we had in American education history as a whole.